First things first, today I want to introduce you to someone. I adopted a puppy. His name is Dipper. Here he is. He's a very good boy. All right, say bye, Dipper. That was bye. Anyway, that was the dog reveal. Hello and welcome back to Jarvis Johnson Gold, the premium channel that is free. It is free, but if you're watching this, you're premium. Last week, we discussed a TikTok fiction saga in which a fictional girl, who's the daughter of a fictional billionaire, allegedly, is sharing a boyfriend with her grandma, her fictional grandma. I know those words all sound confusing in that order, but you can check out my video last week in case you are curious, but you don't need to watch that one to watch this one. I'll give you all the background you need. Today, we're going to focus on the fictional billionaire's assistant, Butler Darren. So for a brief recap, we found this TikTok last week called Butler Darren. He is pretending to be the assistant of a billionaire. His videos led us to another fictional TikTok account named Much Joy, who is now in this feud with Butler Darren. He claims that this account Much Joy is the daughter of one of the 200 richest people in the world, and she's like, no, I'm not. I have only $800 in this screenshot of a bank account. And then Butler Darren has receipts of Much Joy getting really drunk, or so he thinks. There are a few updates since the last video. There have been a few TikToks, and I do want to update you first and foremost. Now, reminder, this is fiction, but the explanation for why Butler Darren thinks he knows Much Joy has an identical twin that she's never met, named Trixie, and Trixie's a bad girl. She has a septum piercing, for example. That's why we know she's a bad girl. And she's got attitude. And so they like FaceTime. She did this whole like meeting my identical twin thing. I do have to keep reminding you that this is all fiction. And I got a lot of comments last time where people were discussing in my comments if they think it's fiction or not, or if they think the acting is as bad as it looks. And it is, but at the same time, I have found the actual actress behind the Much Joy account, and I don't want to give her any flack. We're going to give her the benefit of the doubt and assume that she is leaning into this like extremely cheesy style of acting, but the result is still hilarious, and so we're gonna make fun of it.
Hello? Is this some kind of joke? The fuck is this?
What? Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm Joy.
Okay, Joy, why do you have my face?
You have mine.
Okay, this is getting a bit annoying. Cut the bit. What is this?
Imagine being annoyed that you found your long lost identical twin. Like, what's the bit? I'm getting annoyed. So you have my face? So what? I also addressed last week that half of the comments don't seem to know that it's fiction, even though it's like hashtag fiction. And some people were like, no, you just don't realize they're playing into the fiction by being accounts that are pretending not to understand. But I disagree.
Dare Bear, is that you?
Trixie, please get in the car.
No, I'm not gonna get in the car.
We can take shots in here.
Oh, wow, shots, you're so funny. No, it's not gonna work on me.
I just have to believe that the acting is bad on purpose. Someone also said that this is satire. My question is like, what is it satirizing? I mentioned this before. It's Uncanny Valley. Even if it's written, it like is strange. And it's working. I mean, people are watching it. So I can't say that it's not working, but I can say that it makes me laugh, but not in the reasons I think it's intended to.
Rumors are true. I have a long-lost twin sister. Butler Darren was trying to expose me for hiding the fact that I was a billionaire's daughter. I'm not a billionaire's daughter, but she is. Meet Trixie. We're still trying to put the pieces together, and we took DNA tests, but I mean, there's no way that we're not related. We're identical.
Not a biologist, but it is funny to me how they have the exact same eyebrow part here. I don't know if all identical twins are that identical, but Trixie is reversed.
20 minutes, I'm about to meet my long-lost twin sister. Here's to hoping it's everything I hope it's gonna be. Sup, bitches? This is my first TikTok. My parents made me sign a binding agreement to never show my face on my own social media, but that is so fucking stupid because they forgot to include a clause about using my twin sister's account. Twin sister?
I love how many weird conveniences there are in this story. That's not me. Turns out I have an identical twin. We're meeting the identical twin. My question in all of this is, what is grandma thinking? Grandma who shares a boyfriend or whatever with Joy. What's she up to? I feel like there's a lot of dropped storylines in these TikToks, and we'll notice this as well with Butler Darren. I love the comments on this though. Definitely one person, but oh my god, I love this. Stop trying to make people believe this is real. Everybody in the comments is asking them to do like a side-by-side video together because conveniently they're never in the same frame at the same time. Anyway, Butler Darren was the one who cracked the case apparently, so let's see what he's all about today. In the last video, we looked at Butler Darren's millionaires versus billionaires TikTok, which was particularly insightful. I learned from that video that billionaires actually have more money than millionaires. So every day is a chance to learn. Darren also has his own fantastical soap opera-esque storyline with his billionaire boss, not unlike Joy's grandma saga. And it all starts with him trying to find a girlfriend for his billionaire boss.
This is your chance to date a billionaire. My boss is looking for a girlfriend, and I'm coming to TikTok to find his lucky lady. Unlimited trips to Monaco, 20-carat diamond rings, and lots of love from a very big heart. So who's in? Stitch this video.
This is far and away Butler Darren's most popular TikTok, and the comments are kind of sad. No one's gonna convince me that these people are all in on the joke. I'm almost uncomfortable reading these. So I want us to be empathetic to these people who are looking for love if they are posting earnestly, because, you know, we're all looking for love. There's nothing sad about that. What's weird is that he's just lying for views and hasn't introduced the fact that this is all fictional yet. So I cannot blame any of the people in the comments. Violinist, doctorate, single, love to cook / bake, been to 5 continents and want to travel more. What about him? She's gonna be fine. You work for him and spend most of your time with him, so tell me, what's his biggest flaw? Any red flags? Probably the biggest one is that he doesn't exist. So the next TikTok is my billionaire boss response to your dating applications.
I told TikTok that my billionaire boss is looking for a girlfriend. I got some very enthusiastic applications. I showed him my top 10, and apparently he's very nervous about online dating. Something about people using him for his money. He did think you were all very beautiful though. Now I have to start over. And honestly, I barely know how dating works for myself, let alone for a billionaire.
That's a great point. Why would your billionaire boss trust you with this responsibility? It seems like there are matchmakers that he could probably afford. Just a thought. I know this is fake. I'm commenting from within the logic of the story itself. Then he goes on a fictional quest to vet these fictional dating prospects for his boss.
I'm the personal assistant to a billionaire, and my latest task has been finding him a wifey.
So the thing about the phrase, my latest task is finding him a wifey. This is what I assume the billionaire sounds like. Darren, I've got a task for you. I'm gonna need you to find me a wifey. Before we were looking for a girlfriend, but I'm a billionaire. I've got no time to waste. It's wifey time.
So I've been going on pre-dates to vet potential women, and I just had the most amazing one. She bought me a $50 steak and didn't make fun of me when I couldn't pronounce the wine we ordered.
So far, these things don't seem that important to a relationship.
Plus, she's really into history, and my boss just bought a museum.
Plus, she's really into history, and my boss just bought a museum. Millionaires are really into history. Billionaires buy the museum. So one interesting thing about the comments on this one, though, are that people are like, it sounds like you found yourself a girlfriend. Sounds like you're really into her. That awkward moment when you run away with your boss's girlfriend. I wonder where this story is going.
Tell me about why you got your most recent raise.
I actually work in YouTube, so like my salary is really variable on a number.
I'll start.
Oh, okay.
I just set up my billionaire boss on a date, and it went so good that I think I just went up a tax bracket.
He really does say that prompt, and you think it's about to be like relatable, and then he's back into the my billionaire boss.
My boss has been struck by the love bug, and I finally found someone who seemed cool, and apparently they got along really well. So guess who's paying off his student loans? This guy.
He's playing this character and not telling people that he's playing a character. Like, again, people are interacting with this because they're just taking him at face value, which I think is a fair thing to do. Congratulations. Can you share how you got the job? Jobs like this can be spontaneous and hard to come by, but I've dropped some sneaky advice in my previous videos. Also, I made it up. Oh, this is such a wonderful update. I'm rooting for you and your boss. Okay, I'm not a billionaire, but I want you to find me dates. I'm so invested in this story. I want somebody to find me dates too. I get it. I get why these people are commenting. I don't think they're in on the joke, because I don't know at what point he started, you know, leading into the fact that it's a fictional account. He probably had to when he started collaborating with Joy, who I assume is just one of his classmates from acting school. This one's sad. Teacher, we don't get raises, been over 10 years. PSA, we need to pay teachers more. Probably one of the most important jobs in our society, and yet underappreciated, underpaid. Think about all the teachers that you've had in your life that have shaped who you are today. I would be nothing without my teachers. This is my PSA. That's such a sad and real comment on this stupid fake video. This TikTok and comment just remind me of like this pervasive theme in these videos, which is how interesting it is to like learn the life of a billionaire. Ooh, this elusive billionaire who's like so desirable and fascinating. And you know, as a culture, we're so obsessed with billionaires. Nobody cares, or we shouldn't care.
I actually need your help right now. My billionaire boss asked me to find him a girlfriend, so I tracked down a bunch of rich women and went on little pre-dates with them to make sure they were normal human beings. And I really liked one of them, so I set them up on a date and they hit it off. But now I have questions. She just emailed me.
Where we're at in the Find My Billionaire Boss a Wifey saga is that one date went really well with the woman that he pre-vetted, who bought him a $50 steak and didn't make fun of him because he couldn't pronounce a wine. Then it comes out that she hits Butler Darren up. We've seen him. He's an alpha. And she wants a piece of that. How do I respond here, he asks. Well, fictional Butler, for starters, you've got to have a conversation about boundaries and why am I giving real advice? This is a fake story. Okay, so immediately in his next TikTok, he's apparently stolen his boss's girlfriend. My favorite part of these stories is how quickly everything moves. My grandma's dating my boyfriend. I found my long lost twin. It's like, can we please like let the story breathe for a second? Can we get a little bit of character development?
Anyways, my boss just asked me to buy her $20,000 worth of lingerie. First of all, ew, TMI. Second, women. Is that a reasonable amount of money to spend on what is essentially 2 inches of fabric? I guess it's not a reasonable amount of money to spend on anything, so I guess I answered my own question. Oh no, I forgot I'm CC'd in all this sex.
How did we get here? My favorite comment in here is, shoo, Lord, 20K? That's more than my car. More than my self-worth, too. I think he meant to say net worth, but it is very funny to me to assign a dollar value to your self-worth. How's it going, man? You seem down. Ugh, whew, it's been a rough day. My self-worth is like $10 right now. I also like the fact that he's CC'd on all the sexts. There was another thing. He spelled date in one of the videos D8, and he spelled sext with a 3 in it. For some reason, like, I don't know why I jumped into leet speak. Someone told me that they think these videos exist to like get commentary channels to talk about them. I hope that's the case, because then we have this like symbiotic relationship. Thank you, Butler Darren, for making my job easy.
So my billionaire boss just asked me to come pick up his new girlfriend and drive her home after their dinner together. So I guess they didn't use that $20,000 lingerie he made me buy. But she invited me in and she already kind of hit on me once. I'm currently hiding in her bathroom. Is there an employee manual for this? Any HR professionals know how to handle this? I don't want to get fired.
There are so many things here. Like, one, was it $20,000 for a single piece of lingerie? Is that what he's implying? Oh yeah, like he's CC'd on the sex. He's always driving this woman around. Is there no intimacy between the boss and this woman he's allegedly dating? Is Butler Darren a part of every single interaction they have? And then of course there's the plausibility that he would rush to record a TikTok from her bathroom. Can we get like a writer's room to rework this? Because I have a few notes. But we're still not at the point where he's telling us that it's fiction. Be a professional and leave. Do not jeopardize your job. I what, Darren? I am not a real billionaire's assistant. I couldn't think of a better way to write this story. I have inconsistencies in my character's motivations, but there are definitely people who are getting it here. You're the best soap opera on TikTok, obsessed with this plot line. We're starting to get in the territory where people are playing into it. If I get to the end of this and somebody wants me to buy a book, I quit. He's asked for compensation before. I do actually think that there's like an element of that in this. The link in his bio is back. It wasn't there in the last video, and he's definitely asking for $2 to unlock the tea. Look, I get it. Like, charge for the content, go off, but I'm not going to pay for this. But I respect the hustle. We can see a blurred red dress here. I'm only to assume that this is the video of drunk Trixie being very, very believably drunk. She's totally drunk. I promise. He also has an application to apply for exclusive events where you give him your number and he invites you. I'm not going to put my number into this. Okay, maybe I will. Okay, I'll let you know. I'll let you know how that goes.
Am I a terrible person? I fiddlesticked my boss's girlfriend.
You what? Why is that the worst term I've ever heard used to describe like a sex act? That's worse than saying we boned.
Existential crisis in a hotel closet time. Have I gone too far into idolizing this man as a father figure that I've circled back around to blaming him for my own father's abandonment? Am I taking Oedipus complex to a new level by sleeping with the woman I literally referred to in a previous video as mommy? Was Freud right?
Darren, why don't you come out from there and we can try that again?
More like expositional crisis. Jesus, man. At least this one's hashtag fiction.
There's a strong chance I'm not only a terrible employee, but a garbage human being. I've been sleeping with the woman my billionaire boss has been dating. The thing is, I actually do like, probably shouldn't use her name, let's call her Jocasta. But he likes...
Oh man. Okay, I take it back. This is hilarious.
Guys, this is crazy. I was just on my way to end my affair with the woman my billionaire boss is dating.
What a line. So he sets up a cliffhanger that, you know, his boss wants to end the relationship with the lady that he's having an affair with. And he's like, what happened? And then I think he immediately just goes into the Much Joy stuff and never resolves this story again. But the same thing happened with Joy and her grandma, who we never heard from after this point. So I guess that's to be expected. Okay, so that's the Butler Darren saga in a nutshell. His most recent video, uncovering the family drama with Much Joy and her identical twin Trixie, is doing really well for him, so I assume that's going to continue. I am going to miss the storyline where he's having a fictional affair with his fictional billionaire boss's fictional girlfriend, but all good things must come to an end. My question for you is this soap opera thing a trend? I know POVs are a thing. I haven't seen like this whole evolving storyline. Are there more of these that I should look into? Let me know, because I am transfixed. I have to see more. Thanks again to my premium viewers, that's you, for joining me today on Jarvis Johnson Gold. I'm trying to post regularly on here again, so feel free to subscribe or check out any of the other channels and things I'm doing on the internet. Catch you next time. Stay gold, everybody.